Hi all, we're going to do our basic 10 in this video. So your basic 10 is your level 1 mat work. And hopefully you've already watched fundamental skills and you've watched the basic 5. So the basic 5, now we're going to expand it by inserting more exercises in, and then we'll have our level 1. So you can also do the pre-Pilates before this. I'll have a separate video for pre-Pilates if you want to warm up. But your hundreds is considered your warm-up by Joseph Pilates. So the basic 10 is a great instrument to use when you just need to get some movement into your body. You might be feeling tired, sore, whatever the case might be, a bit moody. Just get down on the mat and do it. And once you know the exercises, it should only take you 10 minutes to do. So it's a great little tool to have in your toolbox. So that said, let's get started. So go back to your mat. Again, your mat is your yoga mat with a towel if you have a hard surface, or on a carpet. So let's just lie down first in the center of your mat for your hundreds. So we're gonna, just to remind you of your modifications for the hundreds, you can keep your feet on the ground and roll yourself up and pump your arms and try to scoop your belly. Try to press your low back into the ground and here, and if it goes too much into your neck at any point, bring a hand to the back of your head and then switch to the other side occasionally. So that's one modification. If that's feeling okay, you can bring your legs up to tabletop position. If that's feeling okay, you can bring your legs up to the ceiling. If that's feeling okay, you could start to think about lengthening your legs away until you might be farther away, maybe all the way down here, but you're using your belly and you're not holding with your legs. So we'll see. As I've said before, I'm coming back from maternity leave. I'm not in great shape, so we're all going to be getting in shape together. Some of you are probably in better shape than me, but let's all work out. So I like to start with my hands on my shins. I curl my head up, look at my navel point, or towards my heels rather, because I don't want my chin to go onto my chest. I just want to hold an apple between my chin and my chest. Then lengthen your legs. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. You have Pilates baby. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw those knees in. Talking and doing hundreds is not easy. Lengthen your legs. Give yourself a stretch. Now pull your shoulders down your back and bring your arms up to the ceiling. This is our roll up, which we did in our basic 5. Flex your feet. Feet are together in Pilates V, heels together, toes apart, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Inhale, scoop your belly. Lift your head, look through your arms, and then continue to roll up one vertebra at a time, up and over your legs. Breathe out. Inhale, pull the navel point back. Roll through the back of the pelvis first, then your low back, then your mid back, then your upper back, and your head comes down. You lift your head on the inhale, you inhale, exhale. Inhale, back of the pelvis, low back, mid back, upper back, and head. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. If you need to modify, you could have your knees bent. As you come up, inhale, you grab the back of your legs, exhale, lengthen your legs, go over, and then bend your knees and start to roll back, shoulders down. Don't let them creep up towards your ears like I just did. And then you can roll down. So that's a modification for people who might have some tightness in their hips. Head back their legs, curl up, stretch over. Inhale, pull your navel point back. If you need to bend your knees and roll down. I'm closing my eyes because I like to concentrate on feeling my spine rolling down. So that hopefully was 5, maybe we did 6. I might have done a little bit more, but I was showing you some modifications. So that is your roll up. The next exercise, you're lying down, Bring your right knee into your chest. Lengthen it up towards the ceiling. We're going to do single leg circles, which in the beginning is a D shape. And we'll start with a backwards D. So first of all, holding on behind your leg, pull that leg in, give it a little stretch, and then release. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. 1 more time. And exhale. Point and flex the foot 3 times. Roll through the ankle 3 times. Reverse the circle. Bend the knee if you need to take the pressure off your quad. Point the top foot up towards the ceiling. Lift your head, look down towards that bottom foot, flex it, turn your legs out in your hip joint. Arms come down. Inhale, cross the leg over, down, in line with your hip. Lift it up. Inhale, across and down. Exhale, up. Inhale. Exhale, 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Check in, you're still turning out. Let-o, and reverse. Go down and across. And down and across. 3 more. Inhale, scoop. Exhale, scoop even more. 2. 1. Draw the knee in. I'm horrible at counting. And switch to the other side. Left knee comes into your chest, bounce it around, release the hip because you know what's going to happen. Your hip is going to want to hold your leg instead of your belly. And then hold on behind the leg. Inhale, pull it in, and exhale, release. You can bend the knee here if you need to, but you're trying to have it as long as you can because you want to stretch. And if you bend your knee, you might not feel that stretch. And then point and flex. 3 times. Roll the ankle around 3 times. Roll the other direction 3 times, and then point the foot up towards the ceiling. Lift your head, look down at the other foot, flex it, turn both of your legs out in the hip socket. Bring your arms down, window frame arms, press your arms down to the ground. Inhale, cross the leg down, in line with the hip, lift straight back up. Inhale, cross and down, exhale, inhale. You're just brushing past that other foot. Inhale and exhale, 1 more time. Inhale and exhale, reverse. Inhale, exhale. 3, 4, 5, and draw the knee in. Good. Now the leg position can often tell you what you're going to do next. Hold onto your shin, rock yourself up, and balance in the middle of your mat. So make sure you've got enough space behind you to roll like a ball. This is one where you're going to feel the spine against the mat. So if it's a hard surface, give yourself some kind of towel or something. So to start out with, you can have your hands behind your thighs. The farther your feet are away from you, the easier this will be. Your knees can be separated in line with your shoulders, or they can be together. So you can have your hands on the back of your thighs, you can have them at the front of your shins, and you're trying to bring your heels in closer. You can bring your hands down to your ankles, bring your heels in closer, cross one hand over to the opposite ankle, then hold on to that wrist with the other hand, and make yourself a tight ball. Pick your poison, but you have to roll back to the tips of your shoulder blades, get back to this position, and balance. And I don't want you on your sit bones where it's really comfy to just hang out in the weight of your body, but instead, I want you to roll back a bit, curl your pelvis, think about making your spine into a big C curve, and hold it all with your belly. So I'm gonna have my hands on my shins, I'm gonna roll back to the tips of my shoulder blades, and then I'm gonna come up and balance on the back of my pelvis. Inhale, and exhale. Ooh. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. What I'm trying to do is keep the distance between my thigh and my chest the same the whole time, because then you know if you are reaching with your legs or you are reaching with your pelvis. Instead, I want you to reach with your tailbone back and reach with the crown of the head forwards, and then you should feel it in your belly. And as you go, you should get better at it, or you get more exhausted and you get worse. And at which point you want to stop. Because, again, quality, not quantity. I keep on finding myself wanting to reach with my knees and my thighs, but I'm not going to, nor do I want to throw my head back and roll backwards, because that's just using gravity. That said, in the beginning, I want you to just move and feel what the movement feels like, and then start to create that ball shape and do the things that I was just telling you to do. So permission granted for level 1 to experiment. So then you end here in the middle of your mat, and then you're going to bring your right hand onto your right ankle, and your left hand crosses to your right knee. Lift up your left leg, turn that leg out. Your heel of your right foot is in the center and your knee is in line with your shoulder, and then you roll down to the tips of your shoulder blades, stop there, and then you're going to switch to the other side. So your left hand goes to your left ankle, right hand goes to your left knee, and then you're going to switch and switch and switch. You're inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, exhale. So it's nice and slow. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's just do one more. And then bring your knees into your chest. Relax for a second. That was called single leg stretch. It's the first in the series of 5. The 5th one will come in level 3. 2 more come in level 2. The next one at level 1 is double leg stretch. So, as the name would make you think, you're going to stretch both of your legs out. So, for someone who might have issues with your back or your neck, you could just lengthen them up towards the ceiling. But as you get better, I want you to lengthen them out away from you. And also, if you want to modify this down, you could reach up to the ceiling with your legs out behind you with your arms, and then you pull your arms around your knees, come in. The full exercise is head lifted like your hundreds, looking down towards your heels. Lengthen your legs out, your arms by your ears, and then reach your arms wide and pull your heels in. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Where's your belly? Pull it in, look down at your navel point. Keep it anchored to the mat. Inhale and exhale. I think that was 5. So now just relax for a second. Now you're going to come up to sitting. So if it's easy for you to do a roll up, which it's always been quite easy for me because I have a pretty loose spine, is you come up and you sit up tall. But if that's not easy and it hurts, don't do it. Roll to your side and push yourself up. The next exercise is spine stretch. So as the name would make you believe, you're going to try to stretch your spine. So I want you to sit up nice and tall on your sit bones. You can take the fleshy bits of your bum and bring them out to the side. Start with your knees bent, because I want you to focus on your spine. Think about making it straight, like it's against a pole, or it's against a wall. So I like to imagine I'm sitting up against a wall, my arms are out in front of me, and my hands are on a tabletop. So if I go forward with my spine, my hands don't go down to the ground, they just go along the table in front of me, and then they come back as I lift my spine. And now the spine, you are not hinging from here. You are trying to articulate, which is a fundamental skill. You're trying to articulate through your spine. And I did forget to mention this in my fundamental skills video, so forgive me, but here it is. You're going to peel your head off the wall behind you. Oh, sorry, no, reverse. Lengthen your legs first, only so far as you can go without changing your back against the wall. Then flex your feet, not so much your toes, flex your ankles, and think about inhaling, scooping the belly, grow tall. Exhale, pull your head away from the wall, and then one vertebra at a time, round forward through your spine until maybe you're at your navel point, and then you're going to draw the spine back up against the wall. Breathing is inhale to prepare. Exhale, you go forward. Breathe out every atom of air, and then inhale. Grow tall, and exhale forward. Inhale, and exhale. And hopefully my hands are just going out along the tabletop. One more time, exhale. And the tendency is to want to reach with your shoulders. Try not to do that, but everyone wants to, including myself. That was your spine stretch. Next exercise is your saw. So you're going to sit up like your spine stretch, nice and tall against that wall. But this time your feet can be a little bit wider. They can be at the edges of your mat. They can be slightly off your mat. Your feet are flexed again. Plant your sit bones down on the ground. Plant your heels. Don't let any of those points move. Arms out to the side. Lengthen your legs so much as you can so that your not gripping in your quads, and you can still sit up tall. And then inhale, grow tall. Let's twist to the right. You're gonna bring your little finger on your right side to your left little toe. Look back at your hand, flip it underneath you up to the ceiling, look back at it and try to twist in your ribs and your spine. Then you inhale, come back to the center and go to the other side. Left little finger to right little toe, look back at that back hand, lift it up, up. Inhale to the center, exhale, twist and reach. Inhale, center, and exhale, twist and reach. Let's do one more time. Each side after this. It should be about 3 to 4 repetitions, maybe 3 technically, I think, with my first training that I did. But you also just want to do what you feel you need to do. So do we need to do one more? We needed to go this way to make it even. There you go. Always make it even. Good. Next, we're going to go into our side kick series. So you're going to lie yourself down on your mat. And I want you to get your entire body to the back edge of the mat. Find the back edge. Your elbow is going to be the back edge. You're holding your hand up against the back of your head. You're looking straight ahead with your spine. Your top hand is in front of you, somewhere between your navel point and your breastbone, pressing down into the ground. And then pick your legs up and bring them forward to the front edge of the mat. Now make sure you're not curling your pelvis to follow your feet, but instead your tailbone is reaching down the back edge of the mat. Your foot is pointed or flexed in parallel, or it could be flexed and turned out, which I like to do. It gives me a nice little tripod feeling in my leg and a little bit more stability. Now find your belly and pull it in. Don't forget your belly. And have that kickstand hand in front of you. Top leg for the first exercise is parallel, reaching out from your hip socket. And you're going to think about it staying on a table as it comes forward and goes behind you. We'll see if I can do it. You're going to keep it flexed as you come forward. Stretch as far as you can, then give it a little pulse, pulse. Point the foot, stretch it behind you, give it a pulse, pulse. And you're trying to keep that foot on the ground in front of you, and you're trying not to lean forward with your top shoulder, and then flex. You come forward, pulse, pulse, point, you go back, pulse, pulse, forward and back. Inhale and exhale. Scoop the belly, scoop even more. Check in with your shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Do 8 to 10 repetitions. One more time. I don't know how many that is, but it's about 8 to 10. And then stack the legs one on top of the other. Turn the leg out in the hip socket. So now your leg is turning out in the hip socket, not just from the knee, not from the ankle, and you're not rolling your pelvis back to open up your hip to the ceiling. Instead, keep your pelvis stacked and a neutral pelvis. So we're working on our turnout here. Lift the leg up towards the ceiling, flex the foot, bring it down. Point, lift, flex, lower. Point, lift, flex, lower. Are you scooping? Scoop the belly. Inhale, scoop, exhale, scoop even more. Breathe into your ribs and breathe out. And now let's go upwards with a flexed foot and down with a point. Flex and point. Flex and point. I like to check in with my pelvis because I do like to try to round it. One more time. Good. And bring that knee forward. Give it a little pound. So here you could either roll to your stomach and roll to the other side, but since we're looking at each other, let's come through the center, pick your feet up and swivel around and lie down at the other edge. Line yourself up with the back edge of the mat. Kickstand hand in front of you, hand behind the head, bathing beauty. Bring your legs forward. Again, pointing, flexing, flexing and turned out. You decide what feels comfortable with that leg. Lift the top leg to hip height. Point the foot to, flex the foot to start. Reach it forward, pulse, pulse. Point to go back, pulse, pulse. Flex and point. Flex. This leg is easier for me. There's always a side that will be easier. Inhale and exhale. Scoop the belly. Scoop even more. Make sure you're not swaying around in your upper body You're looking straight ahead. I was looking at the camera, so I was twisting my spine. Don't know how many that is, but I think that makes it about 8 to 10. Let's stack the legs. Turn the leg out, point and lift, flex to lower. Point and flex. Point and flex. One more. Point and flex. Now flex to go up and point to go down. Flex and point. Check that hip isn't opening up, but instead you're turning out. Try not to look at your feet. One more. There you go. So 5 of each of those. Hopefully I was right in that. Sometimes I think that I just have it subconsciously, and I hope I do, because I'm not good at counting, as I have said. Next, we have seal. Is our final exercise in level 1. So you're going to sit where you did for rolling like a ball. This is like rolling like a ball. So you're going to have a C-curve spine. You're going to continue to look down at your heels. And you're going to roll back and forth. But we add some other things. So knees are as wide as you can get them. Bottoms of the feet together in prayer position. Hands in prayer position. Dive your hands down underneath your feet and hold on to the tops of your feet or your ankles, your insteps where it feels comfortable. Now straighten yourself out on your mat. And rock back to the back of your pelvis, but don't go any further. Feel your abdominals kick in. Round your spine. Look at your heels. Open and close your legs from your hip joint. Practice that. It's going to be hard to do as you start moving, but think about it. Scoop the belly. You're going to round back to the tips of your shoulder blades. Bark like a seal. Art, art, art. Clap your feet and come back up. Bark like a seal. Art, art, art. Clap your feet. Going back. Art, art, art. And coming out. You're never going back to your neck. And you're never going beyond the back of your pelvis. But you're finding a bit of suspension as you clap your feet and you bark. Art, art, art. I'm not kidding. Bark. Art, art, art. Don't take yourself so seriously. Art, art, art. One more. Art, art, art. And then come up. Cross your ankles. And that was level 1. So I'll try to do a level 2 video soon. And level 2, try it out if you feel comfortable with level 1. If there's some exercises that are too hard, then sit them out. Similarly, I'll do a level 3 exercise routine, and if you're not up for the level 3 stuff, sit that out as well. So find where your level is, and don't push yourself too hard, and we'll see how we go. See you soon.